So it's the end of the transfer window. Obviously, deadline day has finished, closed, no more signings, and Liverpool have completed a lot of business. Louis, I'm going to start with you. Out of 10, what are you giving this transfer window?
9.999999 recurring. You can tell what would have made it a 10. I just think getting Gay and losing him at the last minute has kind of put a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth just for the end of it. But, we did get quite a few players. I think I know everyone's talking about Isak. I'm more excited about Wirtz still. I just think we have got an absolute legend in Florian Wirtz. I know his start hasn't been particularly impressive in terms of numbers like goals or assists, but that performance in the second half against Arsenal was phenomenal, and we're going to see more of that. If Salah could just sort out his first touch in his match there, in that match, then he would have got an assist. He looks the real deal, and I mean, him linking up with Isak, it's going to be very scary for other teams.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just mouth-watering, the options that we've got. Cole, I don't think before the transfer window started and before we made our first signing that we expected this amount of churn in terms of players, not just players coming in, but obviously players leaving. And obviously this being Arne Slot's, you can technically call it his first transfer window. Given
it's his first team.
Yeah, he started to implement and bring his own players in. So, I mean, what have you made of just the sheer amount of activity, let alone players coming in, but also players leaving?
I think it's been really good. I was a bit disappointed at Lucho going because I really like Lucho, but I can see why, and the age and the profile, that makes sense. Darwin Núñez had to go. I mean, we can all cling on to that for as long as we possibly can, but ultimately it wasn't working for either of us. And obviously we had the tragedy with Diogo and Andre. But in terms of the window itself, it's a straight 10 from me. There's no losses at all. And I would have liked another. Ironically, I would have liked a centre half. I still think we get one anyway in December. I'd quite like another forward too, but in January, and I think we get one in January. But what is nice more than anything else is next season the transfer window is none of our business. We're not going to go. We're not going to do a thing. We'll buy someone for £3, and then Endo will retire, and then that'll be it for another year. And I sort of miss those days.
Can I just ask quick? Can I just ask? Do you think we'll see a bit of Leone more now that Gahey hasn't come in? Let's say
I'd like to.
Let's say like Konate's injury is whatever has happened to him at the weekend, or let's say Gomez gets injured again. Do you think
it's not bad? Apparently, I've heard it is mostly just cramp and being kicked around a bit.
Would you guys be opposed to seeing him, or would you quite like to sort of see him? Because I don't really know much about him, but I mean, would it be nice to
Slot loves him.
What I base a lot of these new transfers in, I did this with Endo. It's by looking at the comments of the club that he's leaving's farewell post, and they all seemed quite upset, which makes me very happy. So I would like to see more of him. I mean, he's massive. He's huge. I'm wondering if he's going to be an aerial threat up in corners as well. Apparently he's quite calm on the ball. I haven't seen too much about his actual tackling, but I'd love to see him against Southampton, for example, when we play them in the Carabao Cup.
I think that's where you get him and Rio and Joe Gomez captaining the side.
Exactly.
It scores his goal. We need to see Joe Gomez goal this year.
I'd like to see a bit more Armin Petchsi. He looks really good in pre-season. Made that great save against, who did we play? We played someone twice in a row, and he made, was it Bilbao? Someone like
Bilbao,
that.
Bilbao. Yeah, I mean, if you go through our team now, you just mentioned the keepers. If you go through our team now, we almost have like a world-class backup option and like almost a world-class, like two players in every position, bar maybe the right wing position, because I don't know if you can call Chiesa world class, but I don't know. But I just feel like
he was.
He won the Euros, to be fair.
I'd call him world class.
Fair enough. I just feel like
he was the best player for that team as well.
I just feel like Liverpool's B team could be their A team, if that makes sense. I just feel like if you put like I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name. I can't. But you put That's the one. You put him in goal, and like the centre backs and the full backs and just the midfield now is crazy. And I just feel like our starting 11 could get injured, and I don't think it would be the end of the world.
Even the kids that could be coming through are crazy. Like, I mean, I know that Leone and YNWA are now seen as first team players, but then there's like Nallo and players like that. Petshi, as we said, like, he's been signed in years down the line, but these players are squad players who can step in. Jamie Downs as well. Like loads of all these players are kings in their own right. So it will be great to see them have some game time.
When your back four is Marms in goal, Robertson, Bradley, Leone, and Gomez.
Solid. Put Frimpong there now because Soboslai, I don't want him away from that right back row.
The lad who we're going to sign back to Leverkusen. Yeah, that'll do. I need you, mate. I need you.
You've got Curtis Jones. You've got Wataru Endo. Who's our backup cam now? I don't know. Soboslai. Leone. Right wing Chiesa up front. Probably Ekatike. Left wing Rio. What a second team.
It's a solid team.
And that's what you need. That's what you need to win, to go deep into all the competitions. Michael, I mean, you mentioned it earlier, the youngsters coming through. But if you had to give this transfer window a rating out of 10, what would you give it?
I'd give it a 4. I'd probably give it a 10. I mean, like, the only blemish is Gahey, but like realistically, as we just kind of highlighted, we've got a solid second 11, and I think with the kids, if they need to. I don't like Nallo. I really hate, and Lucky. He's another centre back who got a little bit of time in pre-season. I think
Stevenson as well. Yeah,
Lucky. Like Lucas, we've got a few players who are solid, who can fill in that role. So I'm really not like too worried about not getting Gahey, because Leone is built like Superman, and like the only reticent part I've got, or the only part that's maybe making me a little bit worried, is that Canate and Gomez are a little bit injury prone, but I have confidence that they can kind of work together to not have too many problems. But yeah, I think it's a 10. I think the outgoings all made sense. The only one I'm a little bit annoyed about is Tyler Morton. I feel like it's quite a cheap fee for how good he is.
That's true.
But all the rest of them were good money for squad players, or just needed to get them gone. Like, I think it was got a lot of money back.
Do you know who we still have in defence, believe it or not? We still have Reece Williams.
I know we
spoke about this in the... I know me and Jesse made a joke about that. That's bigger news than Isak joining. It's the fact that Reece Williams is still a Liverpool player. 24 years old now, and I mean, if worse comes to worse, just chuck him in there.
Nat Phillips.
Yeah,
he's going to be the new Nat Phillips.
Should have run it back with those two with their injuries in their faces.
I think he's closer to being in line for the throne than he is to being in Liverpool's first team, to be honest.